I'm here with Victoria Hopkins, star of Zombie Women of Satan.
Thank you.
How did you get the role?
Literally just a general audition process and just applied for the job, had contact with the director, liked my vibe, liked what he saw on my profile, and met up for the audition for Skye Brannigan, the lead female heroine, basically. So yeah, it's been probably a few months in the making in the sense of coming back and forth and stuff like that, but yeah, it's been kind of, I think it was pretty much crystallised as soon as you saw, you know, my look and all that kind of stuff. So for the role of a rock chick kind of thing, you know, kick-ass, you know, baseball bat holder, killing zombies, basically. So yeah, ex-army rock chick.
What did you think when you first read the script? What went through your mind?
I suppose what first went through my script was I liked the sort of the vibe of her, because there was one particular scene that she does connect with her family. And I think that for me, obviously being an Aussie away from home, that was one thing that I nicely connected with. So there was that nice sort of a thread of the sister relationship, the parents splitting. You know, that's my kind of background as well. My parents split when I was a kid, and that sort of lost sort of feeling when you want to bring yourself together as a unit and be that family kind of again. You know, blood is thicker than water and all that kind of stuff. And so it was sort of that, I think that thread through me, and that was what was driving Skye as well in the whole script for me with every scene that I was doing, and that's what sort of was my pinnacle point of sort of sealing the deal with the script. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very funny film.
It's a very, I know. The thing was, it was such a contrast to character because obviously, you know, Skye's on a mission, you know, and but you've got this burlesque troupe which is just like fart-assing about, and so it was so hard when we were filming it for me, for my character, because I was just like, can we just shut, you know, there's a lot of scenes where I just shut the fuck up, you know, I just got to go and, you know, I've got to go rescue my sister, you know, okay, whatever, okay, if you want to sleep, whatever you want to do, if you want to go wank yourself off, because there's all that kind of connotations in the film, you know, whatever you need to do to relieve yourself, then go do it, because I've got this direct line of route sort of thing. But I think that's what the writing now seeing it on the screen, I really appreciated the writing side of it, because I think Warren Speed, who wrote it, has just really encapsulated a really top banter between the characters, and particularly his sort of interaction with the actor Seymour Mace, Johnny Hellfire. So I think that aspect of it, I think, was able to draw the audience in on a real sort of reality kind of plane. And then there was obviously the drama of horror, the drama of the comedy, and the sort of underlying belly of this zombie cult, you know, this mad man doing experiments on girls. So there was this sort of, the comic element, I think, was what held the audience, and then there was this sort of, you know, this sort of the threat of something that was happening out of their control, that they, you know, we didn't know what was going on. So yeah, it was this sort of journey. That's what I said to Warren after the film. I said it was almost like I was seeing our journey for those a very short schedule a week of like 3 weeks and sort of one extra filming day of our quest and journey, and then it was on the screen. So yeah.
Yeah, and Marcus's character, of course, Pervo the Clown.
Pervo the Clown, man, yeah.
It's getting out as a classic film character.
Warren, I must say, just crystallised it, because he comes from that burlesque background, so he was able to sort of, he's not an actor by trade, but he is a performer, so, you know, he sort of, yeah, he did crystallise those two sort of aspects of just being a bloke, you know, being a very, what's the word, testosterone-filled man, you know, around all these titty women.
Sexually ambiguous character.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Behind the mask, all that kind of stuff, but yet very accessible as a character on screen for you to relate to. So he was very cool to work with, and Warren was very keen for us to just develop our own character as well, which was great. So like when we came to set, sometimes the script was very easily manipulated for us to suit our characters, and obviously he got too used to, for me particularly, an Aussie kind of talks, and where we throw in different words sometimes, like mate, man, or whatever, and obviously there was a few kind of Aussie jokes in the mix of it all that they, you know, caught on to. So it's sort of like, then that defined us as we went along in our journey and stuff. So yeah, that was a nice opportunity to sort of, you know, be a character, but then also bring an element of what you are presenting yourself as an
Yeah.
actor as well. So yeah.
There are a few things left unexplained in the film. It was never really explained what the cult was. It was never really explained what Dad Xander was doing down in his lab.
I know.
Was that deliberate?
I have a feeling it kind of was because, I think
It feels like we were thrown into the middle of a story.
Yeah, I think it was that sort of, just maybe a family that's a bit dysfunctional, whether or not they were actually a true family, whether they themselves were their own sort of morphos of
A Manson family.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So there's an underlying story there that can be probably extended, because seeing that on screen, I really did like what that family was bringing to it. Like the performances from Christian Steele and Bill Fellows was absolutely brilliant. That sort of relationship that was there. So yeah, that was actually such a juxtaposition from this real troop of people just trying to find my sister. Do you know what I mean? So there was this whole subculture sort of happening behind closed doors, and I think that is a reflection sometimes of what happens in the world. Sometimes you don't know what happens, and you can't explain it. Do you know what I mean?
And there's the strangeness of the cult with the collection of women all given a letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So yeah, I think Warren has sort of opened up a Pandora's box in the sense of you can make your own sort of connotations of what he was trying to explore there. His own little fantasies of lovely breasted women running around with blood and gore around them and stuff like that, which, is fabulous. And then this sort of sinister side of experiments, and, that dates back, for centuries and stuff. So he was kind of like making it in a nice little nutshell. In an obtainable way. So yeah.
So you hope to work with Marcus and Steve again?
With Warren.
Sorry,
with Warren. Yeah. I would love to tell you the truth. They're two guys that like where you're going with they're very accessible in the sense of where you're going with your character and your acting style. So I think I like them, they like me. They're good guys to camp with, as I like to put it sometimes. So yeah, definitely. I think it's a partnership to continue with, basically, to have the actor-director relationship is a rarity, but I think that it was a nice group of guys to work with.
And what are you working on next?
My next big thing that is happening, if I can plug it now, is The Chronicles of Syntax, which is a new sci-fi series that is being, fingers crossed, commissioned by the BBC 3, with a producer being Vivian Errington Barnes, and it's Kai Larkin Productions. And I'm playing the character of Kira, and she's the Dark Empress, and it's the cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic series, and we start shooting early January next year. So I'm back to Oz for my brother's wedding, and I come back to shoot that in January. So I'm looking forward to starting The Chronicles.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Hope it goes ahead.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck, Vic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.